men's quad sculls. Reading University and Leander Club, a proper local derby, a good local match-up here. If you're not familiar with your local geography, Reading University, 5 miles down the road from Leander Club.
This is great. Reading University made a decision several years ago to stop rowing and just become a sculling university, so they're uniquely the only sculling university in the UK. And they've taken their time to raise the standard, and here they are in the final of the Prince of Wales Challenge Cup against the Leander Club crew.
This has been an event since 2001, under this name since 2007. Leander Club, terrific pedigree in this.
Reading University, Leander.
Sarah Winkless, the umpire, calling them under starters' orders.
Straight and ready, I shall start you like this.
The nerves at this moment.
Attention.
Stay focused, stay calm, try not to be distracted, try not to be overawed by the occasion.
Because neither of these crews have been tested so far. Until yesterday, Reading had to row through a little bit hard race, but actually they haven't really been tested when the margins have been quite big.
Go.
So the Prince of Wales final, the men's quad sculls underway. Reading University to the left of your picture, and flying out from the right-hand side is Leander Club. Both these boats will know this water so well. Leander Club look like they've seized an early initiative, hammering out there.
Yeah, nobody's holding back. They've really gone hammer and tongs, and both crews steered a very good straight line. So coming off the end of the island, the transition looks like it's a really close race so far. And Leander slightly ahead, maybe 3 or 4 feet.
Well, this is in the very early stages, shaping up to be a good one. Not much of an advantage there for Leander Club, nearest to your picture.
It's a bit like the Brit. There was 1 second between these two crews at every marker going down the course yesterday. So this should be a tight race.
Yesterday we had the semi-final where Reading University beat Dansk Students Copenhagen on the Buck station. They're on the Berkshire station today, Reading University. And Leander Club, they were on the Buck station as well, beating London Rowing Club, Leander, yesterday. I almost wonder how much of an advantage it is, having had a dress rehearsal in your semi-final, going off the same station as you then go off in the final, whether that gives you a little bit of an edge. So Leander Club have been on the Buck station for both the semi-final and the final, whereas Reading University have had to switch sides.
Yeah, I think getting used to the station is quite good, particularly the transition from the end of the island onto the course, because the gap in the booms there, and getting that right is quite key. But here we have Leander gone out to, looks like maybe a length lead. Reading yesterday were down on Copenhagen until Forley, until they sort of rode through them. So they're not unfamiliar to being here, but they really need to make sure they don't let Leander get any further ahead.
Watching Reading University to the right, heading a little bit central with the steering there. The umpires keeping an eye on it. In fact, all the umpire need to intervene. They're probably going to correct it themselves.
Yeah, they want to do it gently. As soon as you put the rudder on, it's going to slow the boat. So if you can do it less, really small taps, take less speed off the boat. We hear both crews settling in a good aggressive rhythm. Leander on the left-hand side here with the pink, what we call cerise blades. Really accurate blade work at the front. Really, when they come to their full length and reach, the blades go into the water really quite efficiently. And that's, I think, what's given them the early advantage.
Yeah, it's very neat and tidy from Leander, who are defending champions in this event, the Prince of Wales. They beat Twickenham by a length and a half. It's Twickenham and Queen's University Belfast 12 months ago. And they've done well over the years here. They've won in 2019 as well, 17, 15, 14 and 13. So they really have dominated the Prince of Wales in the last 10 years.
Yeah, they've really made it their own, actually, they really have. And here we have the Leander crew. We have Jack Keating is one of the only 2 Irishmen left in the regatta. Oliver Costley in the 3-seat, Bryn Ellery, and then Rory Harris in the stroke seat. There's some international experience sort of peppered through the boat. An Irish Junior World Championship athlete. We have under 23 European medalists and previous winners of the Forley Cup, the race we just watched earlier.
Yeah, it's worth mentioning that Bryn Ellery, who in 3-seat for Leander, is a rowing coach at Windsor Boys. So news won't have reached him yet of what's just happened, but it's a good place to be contributing.
And he won the Forley in 2017. But here they really are doing a good job on it. They've moved out to what looks like a length and a half. Reading have a few steering issues here, and they really are going to have to do something pretty extraordinary to get back on terms. The Leander crew here just looks a bit more lively on top of it, moving more freely. It looks like less hard work, whereas the Reading crew looks a little bit more laboured. But here, great sculling.
Just right in the place in the water you want to be if you're on the buck station.
Yeah, exactly.
Very well aligned. And starting to enjoy the crowds as well. They'll be urging them on towards the finish line. The crowds get bigger and bigger as you go through the next mile of racing. This is the regatta enclosure you can see, and the Leander Club at the moment in the picture, but regatta enclosure in the next few strokes will be audible. So
based on the margins yesterday, we would never have predicted this result.
No.
And it just shows that as Leander basically won the first race easily, 4 lengths and 3.5 lengths. They've not shown their cards till today.
Louis Powell in the stroke seat for Reading, Sol Hewitt, Ollie Dix and Josh Leon in the bow seat for Reading, on the right of your picture. Leander Club, you can see the back of Keating in the bow seat there. Just moving along very well, and Leander, this has been a high quality
they really have. They've left their best till today, haven't they?
Yeah, and they've not given us many clues. The margin that would be seen here, as you say, last night and in the semi-finals, we thought this might be a close one, but look at the steering issues still continuing in that Reading University boat. I think emotionally, mentally, reaching this final, I don't know if you saw any of the pictures last night, but Reading University were one of the boats that and some of the coaching staff and some of those surrounding, but I mean, clearly the jubilation of reaching this final, they couldn't contain that, whereas Leander were a bit more routine about reaching the final.
And I've got to say, earlier in the week, when I saw Copenhagen racing, I thought they were going to be one of the crews to beat, to be honest. So the fact that they rode through them, I think it's the first time Reading have made the final this event, since they've decided to become a sculling event, University. So, like you said, maybe the emotion, that was the achievement, getting in the final, and this is maybe just one step too far today
at this stage, but it's promising for them in years to come, isn't it? And Leander Club, well, we know all about them. We know all about their superiority in years gone by in the Prince of Wales, and that continues. They won it last year, and they're going to win it again this year by a pretty easy margin. In front of stewards now, a really good moment. Some young athletes in this boat. Leander Club, Rory Harris in the stroke seat, Bryn Ellery, Oliver Costley and John Keating heading over the line for victory in the Prince of Wales Challenge Cup. Once again, it goes to Leander Club on their home water, and celebrations ensue. Ecstatic with their win. They may even themselves be a little bit surprised by the margin of victory. Huge win over Reading University.
So congratulations to Reading University for making the final and showing that the decision they made was the right one in doing sculling. But Leander there, absolutely imperious. They just transitioned onto their rhythm, and just every stroke just inched away to what is a comfortable win, and you can see the relief on their faces here.
Well, last year Leander won 8 events in total. They can chalk one up now. They've just recorded their first win, landed their first win in the finals for 2022.
And there's Jack Keating as well in the bow seat. It's back-to-back victories in this event. So he won last year.